Hello, YouTube. Right, Daniel? Okay. Would you like to say something, or
I played Sarah. Uh,
would you like to say something about this right here?
I made NM by beating Sarah, and then I also beat Eric. I didn't withdraw like a bitch.
That's right. And you should not have beaten Eric. You should not have won that game, but you did. Okay. Why is my board this color? I wanted it to be green.
So the last time we played a regular rated game,
There
Sarah
we go.
played the
Why is the
accelerated
chat
dragon.
like that? There we go.
Hello, Mr. Nicholas Tice.
I played the accelerated dragon?
Last time we played a classical game, you played the accelerated
No, I
dragon.
didn't.
A rated classical game.
No, I didn't.
You don't remember?
The one I beat you in?
Yeah, it was
wasn't
the
an
accelerated dragon.
You lost to an accelerated dragon?
Yeah. Mr. NMGM Camel the Jedi Conqueror.
Alright. Okay.
That's an underrated comment.
Okay, so same time control. This is for all the marbles.
All of the marbles.
I did my best. I was in a thumbnail. You sure were. Okay. So Daniel plays the E-pawn forward. And then I just, just...
We played
Najdorf, and then Daniel did this, and I was like, okay, time for my new stuff. Play E5. I used to play E6, D5, which is not so good. This is fine, I think. I'm sort of out of theory here. I just know that you're supposed to, if you put the bishop here, then I develop this bishop first, and I delay this one, so I can take up the queen. Okay, so that's what you did. You played bishop G5, bishop E6, and then you take, queen take, knight D5, queen D8. And that's all theory.
And that was all you knew?
Yeah.
Okay.
Was that apparent?
Kind of.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't really remember anything now. I know that I could possibly do this.
But the bishop goes to H6.
Yeah, I know, you said that 100 times. Yeah, I was debating for a while if I should play G6 or knight D7, and
That is an incorrect technique.
alright.
And it's tilting.
I don't know, I don't think this is a bad move.
I don't think it's a bad.
It's just developing a piece. But apparently this is not good for me. I don't really understand why. So
because when I get the light squared bishop trade, then I have a good knight versus
play
a
queen
bad
E2.
bishop. Queen E2, is that what the engine was?
Yeah. So
I never
so you're
considered that for
plus
1
one here,
second.
Daniel, but this
I
loses
never
the
considered
advantage.
queen E2 for 1 second.
I'm not sure what the point is.
Um,
Well, of course we're defending the hanging piece, but besides this,
I wanted to trade the bishop for your bishop. That was my plan.
yeah,
And that's what Anand did, so it can't be that bad.
I suppose that's a reasonable way to think. Now I play G6 because I don't know. I'd like to put my king in
In an alcove.
a safer area. Daniel does a castle, and I play this move, which, I mean, okay, bishop H6 is better. But I didn't know that this was the idea I'm supposed to take this knight. I did consider that could be something, but it just felt so unnatural for me to just voluntarily give up a bishop.
But knight strong.
But yeah, but this D5 square is so important, and I just felt like I was going to lose control over that square no matter what I did. But I guess that's why you play bishop H6. So bishop G7's not too bad, though. Now you play here, which is the problem. And I, for a long time, I wanted to play knights. Wait, what? Yeah, I did play knight C5. Oh yeah, I also considered playing this move here, but then I thought you would still do this, and I would have absolutely no control over the D5 square. So I thought that would probably be bad.
I think it's reasonable.
I think it's pretty bad. Oh, I guess F4
was not my first instinct, although I would consider it.
So I just need to get my king
Yeah,
out
knight
of the center.
C5 doesn't develop, so it makes
Yeah.
sense to try to open the position.
Yeah, okay, so that's why F4.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, I just didn't, that's just something that I needed to learn by not playing it. That's just how it works. So I'll probably never make that mistake again, so that's good. So now he plays knight E3, and it's just kind of miserable for me, because he gets to trade the bishops, so. I play knight C5, and my thinking is, okay, at least, apparently I'm supposed to take this way, but that's
what I expected.
that seems really scary to me. I don't know why, just.
Because then I don't have to have the square.
I know, but I thought you were going to attack me.
I could try to do something. Whoa, sick hat. Very.
Do I not have an alert box? I thought I added one.
A what?
Alert box. Didn't we do this last time? There. Okay. Thanks for the 51 months. That's a lot of months.
That's a lot of months.
Okay. So apparently I'm supposed to take this way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wasn't sure what I was going to do, but I just thought that's what you should
I just thought I was going to die if I did this. Let's go down this line. Okay.
I don't know.
I don't know what's going on here. I think this would be really difficult for me to play as a human.
FE6 is it makes sense to me.
Okay, well. I played this because I thought at least maybe I get an F4 square and, you know, if he trades this off, at least bishop good maybe, even if pawn's bad, was my reasoning.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, he puts his knight on the good square and I decide to castle. Better late than never. C3. And now, it's not as good to open bishop. So I played kind of a little so since I'm not a computer, I didn't see this move like many moves later, but I sort of set this thing up where okay, I play knight c5 and you have to defend this pawn somehow. And your options would be this, which looks ridiculous. Here or here. I mean, I guess this is legal too. But when you play queen f3, so now I'm thinking queen h4 is looking good because no other piece can help defend the e4 pawn. So if I can attack it one more time, I could probably win the pawn. The problem with playing it right now is this check will happen. So he can play g3. So I just have to go back here. If I do something like take, then he has this move. Which is why I play king h7. And I'm trying to set up this queen h4 idea.
And I didn't get king h7.
Yeah, he thought I was just like an idiot, and I'm just like...
No, I didn't. That's not what I thought. I didn't get it, and I was like thinking about it, and I couldn't figure it out.
You didn't think very long.
I know.
You don't really... Anyway, okay, so
rook go to center.
You put a rook in the center, it can't be bad. Well, it could be bad if you don't have this resource at the end. So now I play queen h4, showing idea. And how do you defend the pawn? I will pause the video here if you're on YouTube, and I'll just let the chat think about it for a while. And how would you defend here? It's very, like, it just looks like I should be better here, in my opinion, if you don't have this move. Which is true. But you do have this move. Hi, YouTube.
Hi, YouTube. Nick is playing DJ Chess Dog in a grudge match at IHOP.
Are they even close in rating?
DJ Chess Dog moment. No, it's not rated. It's just for content. Because like they like Brian won the Brian Million, DJ Chess Dog won the grudge match tournament, and Nick is the defending champion, and he won the tournament like a year or like 2 years ago, and they had never set up the grudge match, and now they're doing it.
Okay, so someone says b5. That is not a move that is legal, but I assume you mean b4. So the problem with b4 is, okay, so if I take here, you do this, right? And so I can't take here, but this is an extremely weakening move. I will probably play this move, I think. Knight e6. I'm threatening this, winning the pawn again. And now you have to babysit the c3 pawn as well, this backward pawn. And still, it's just like, I'm not even sure what white's supposed to do here. This is queen e2, apparently.
I considered b4.
Yeah, but b4 you can probably rule out just because of how weakening it is. So white is worse if this happens. So that is not the defense. Okay, so correct move is g4. Computer didn't give it an exclam, I did. I just, for the thumbnail. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so g4 is quite annoying, and when this was played on the board, I just didn't realize that this was possible. And I think it's kind of strange that he has such a big advantage. But when you think about it, I don't really have a move. This is defended. This is defended. I don't even know what I played.
What is that an emote of?
A hippo. Yeah. So I wanted to do like this, and like do something, but I can't. Like there's no time to do that. I thought of playing queen g5. Apparently just king g2. I don't really.
My threat is to take on h5, actually. So that's why queen g5.
Yeah, but why king g2? It says king g2.
Just shoring it up and maybe book h1, maybe. I don't know.
Okay. I don't know. But
I didn't consider queen g5. That makes sense.
That was the other move I was looking at. I decided to play knight e6. I don't know, at least trying to just do something. There's just not a whole lot I can do. Because now you take. And if I can't do this because you get in here. That's awful. So I play this move. And if you take, that's bad, obviously, because you're opening up a rook. So you play this move, and now I have to trade queens. So I decided to do it in this way, because at least maybe open file will help me in some way, and I'm forking 2 pawns right now. This looks like it shouldn't be too bad, but
yeah, so I showed this to a couple of my master friends, and they all said f3 is the most natural move, and I didn't consider f3. And it's the most natural move, apparently. See, I am not a master, so that doesn't. You're just. Is the point? The point is we keep the outpost for the d5 and the f5.
And this is hard to defend too, right?
Yeah, you can have my h pawn if you want.
Well, yeah, I'm probably gonna take it.
So f3.
Yeah, and that's hard to defend.
Knight better than bishop.
What is... Okay?
Yeah.
So, yeah. But f3 was not considered. Instead he does this, which...
I hippity-hoppity did.
This looks pretty scary. I mean, you're attacking this pawn and my bishop. But, now I get to take this pawn. This knight is not as good, and these aren't really outposts anymore. They are impossible to get rid of. But, I
got my horses going.
Yeah. So, currently... I should say that knight g7 is very bad because of g8. Which is why he played... I assume, is why he played this move.
No,
No.
I wanted to play rook g1. That was like, I didn't consider knight g7.
Okay.
So like, f3 was my first thought. But then I thought you would go knight g5. And then I wanted to have my king on h2 right away. I mean, that was like my thought process.
Okay.
But yeah, I didn't really fully understand this position also. So...
Well, okay, so you play king h2. I thought that that was your point. You wanted to take my bishop. I go back because I'd like to do this.
Yeah.
If I don't do that, then I can resign, I think.
Yeah.
So he take pawn. I play rook c6. And now I'm equal, apparently. So Daniel really fucked up this advantage.
I agree. I thought it was equal when I was playing the game, too.
But then
Yeah.
How much time did I have here? You were writing it down. I wasn't.
I don't know. I could get my score sheet.
Alright, well, how about you go do that?
But yeah,
Chief.
I said you should play e4. And
that was what I was... The other move I wanted to play.
Yeah.
Was... Oh, okay. Okay. So it wants to do knight f3 check first, which is cool. And that is cool. Okay. So he has to go... I don't really understand this.
So you spent a minute on bishop h8. You had 16 minutes. You went down to 15 minutes.
So it's like... Oops. So it's more accurate to... After this and take, to play knight f3 first. And for some reason you have to play king g3.
Yeah, I was thinking about like moving the king up to f4 actually in a different line.
But you're worse if you don't play king g3.
Yeah, I didn't calculate the details of just e4, but I knew that's probably
so
what you should do.
What's so bad about king g2?
I have to go back.
Okay. I thought you would go here, but I guess the point is king cannot move and rook cannot help. So you don't get a tempo on my king. Okay. But you're just supposed to get the king in there. It's kind of scary. Oops. So I played bishop h8, which I thought was probably either the worst move I could play or like an okay move. I didn't think it was the best move, but I just was trying not to spend all my time and mess up in time pressure. And again, Daniel does not take advantage of my mistake.
Apparently king g3 is best, which I did consider in some lines, but I don't know if I did it here.
I guess you don't want to allow all these little tempos.
Yeah.
But you played this, and immediately I blunder.
I wanted rook d6, and you like let it happen. That was my idea with that move.
Where do I put my rook?
Just like
here?
e6? I don't know. Okay, the computer
rook
said
comes
e6.
in. So that's why rook b6 defend this.
Yeah, and you're attacking a pawn.
So you wouldn't do that obviously,
right.
But I don't know. Like
I saw rook b6, but I thought I could defend the pawn, and then we would keep playing.
I went here. I guess I thought I was still trying to attack you somehow. I wanted to do this and this. But that's very slow, and it just doesn't work. And I didn't really even look at rook d6. I definitely would have played this if I knew that was your idea. I thought your idea was this.
Right.
So, okay. Now I'm, like, getting checkmated. So, the threat is this. That's a big threat. And I believe there's no other way to... I guess say bishop g7. Okay. But, okay, I play knight e6. Now, again, he's gonna get in there and he's gonna checkmate me in one way or another. So that's a blunder. What am I supposed to do here? Rook c7. Just...
You're defending you're like, you have pressure on the knight. Like, if I play rook g5, do you have rook e7? Is that what...
I think so. I think this is the point. And if, like, here I have this... So I did not see this idea. I thought I was going to have to sack in exchange no matter what. So I just attacked this knight instead, which is bad. I should have attacked this knight. Okay, so this is... I take pawn first because it's a pawn, and then I take here.
And then I tried not to win.
And then Daniel's plus 5.5 here, but I still managed to equalize. I have no idea how you let this happen. All my pieces are boxed in and can't move, but okay.
Okay, so I wanted to defend my pawn.
I attack pawn, so Daniel defend pawn.
Yeah.
Now you're only +3, so that's your first mistake. You should just be playing what?
Knight d5.
Okay.
Which I considered.
All right.
I don't know.
This is my only good piece.
Yeah.
This is tied to this, and this is really not doing much of anything. But instead, he puts his king on the side of the board. Now I'm like, okay, I'd like to have this be a piece and not a pawn, so I would like to get it out somehow. Now you play here, and I play this bishop h6 move. I thought you were going to play, I don't know, what did you play here? You played that move, okay. Okay, that move is fine. Yeah, so now I'm like trying to get my king in. He win pawn. So I don't have a very clear memory of this game because
now all my rooks are like
all two of your rooks.
Like all my pieces are ready to get gotten by the bishop.
Yeah, so bishop is becoming a piece. I am down on exchange. I have a passed pawn. I mean, he's not here. He's all the way back here.
Would describe it. You have a passed pawn.
Passed pawn.
Okay. So I moved knight and I defended threat.
Yeah. Okay. So that's a double whammy there. Now, so yeah, I don't have a like. I'm pretty proud of how I just kept playing moves at an even pace, and I didn't take a lot of time, but I played okay moves for a long time. So I was just working on my time management here, so I don't have a lot, since I didn't think about these moves for very long, I don't really remember my thought process. So I attack pawn, he defend pawn. I get my king in there.
Go up.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to activate the pieces and hope for something to happen. This is fine. He's attacking a pawn. I attack his knight. He reinforced the horse, and now I defend the pawn.
And then I checked you.
You give me check
just to see what that would do.
Yeah, you thought I was gonna do put my king here.
Well, I didn't know what to do. Okay, just if you look at it from my perspective, my rook is kind of stuck, and I need to make a passer, and I didn't know how to do that. I also need to trade, and I didn't know how to do that.
Well, okay, I don't allow that check, and then I bring my king in. B3 is not so good, apparently.
So knight f6 is a fork, and I could take a pawn.
Okay, yeah. So there's your plan. You just take pawn and go, which makes sense. Now I play this bishop a6 move, or a3 move, because I don't know. I was like, okay, well he gave me a square. I guess I'll put my bishop on it. Why not?
Right.
He gives more check. I go back. He pushes pawn forward. Now I play this move, check, and then he puts his rook here, which allows this move, which he didn't, I don't know what your...
I didn't see king d3 was possible.
Apparently king d3 was not considered. So now I'm only -3.5 when I was -6.
Her king got up in there.
So yeah, I'm actually trying to do stuff now. Knight f6, put the rook up, and now I'm maybe gonna take some pawns and get some material off the board and simplify, sort of. He take pawn, I take pawn.
Yeah, so I saw I saw that you were threatening bishop f4, winning my rook. So I moved the king, but I should move the rook, obviously. Yeah,
because now it's not doing much there, and then you put your king backwards, which is never good in an endgame. So now I'm only -2. This move is not so good. I should play what? I should play rook d3 and attack the pawn this way. I attacked it the wrong way. This makes sense. Okay, you give me check, and then I come back in, which is fine, because that's what I wanted to do anyway. And now I didn't realize this was your point, to trade rooks. I thought that was just not something I expected. This is forced, I have to trade. But now I take pawn, and okay, down in exchange, but I have passed pawn for it, but the pawn is not going anywhere because it's the wrong colored rook pawn, and knights hate rook pawns, so I can't really even help. I mean, there's a circumstance that it could do something, but... Okay, so now this pawn is I can't defend it, and this is a threat. Oops, this is a threat, so I have to do something about that. So I move my king, and I attack pawn. I should play king e2.
King in.
I guess, I don't really know. Am I supposed to be trying to get a perpetual or something? I'm not sure.
King e2...
Rook f5. You don't take pawn. If take pawn, what happened?
Take pawn.
Oh, I take pawn.
Yeah, it's looking more like a draw.
Yeah. So okay. But I attack pawn this way. He played this, and I played this move, which hindsight it's probably pretty bad.
But you want to trade.
But
pawns.
I just wanted to get all of your pawns off the board, so you couldn't win.
We want to trade pawns.
You take, I take. You give check. And again, this is very annoying. I can't come to the third rank at all because I lose knight. So I have to play this move. You take pawn. Now, I should be completely lost here. Just trying to somehow get my king close to the pawn, but it's difficult because of this knight. And, oh yeah, so I allowed this because is fork, but I attack rook.
But now I attack knight.
And and then I was like, oh, I almost resigned here.
Yeah, I actually thought, yeah.
I almost resigned.
I saw bishop c7.
I didn't see it at first, but I was like, oh, okay, bishop c7 is I can still play a few moves. Rook f7?
Yeah, okay.
Check.
So here, I thought that I wanted to go king h4. And I saw this was allowing check, but I thought it was just like a pointless check, and my king is going up. But obviously I should go king h1, and then knight d5 is going to run into rook d7, and knight d5 is not a check after king h1, so that's why king h1 is winning. And you're like, your bishop's running out of space, so go back, like, instead of king g3.
I thought people could follow that. Maybe I was wrong. Yeah, so he plays king g3, and obviously this is, the most natural move. That's what I was going to play. But I thought for, like a minute or two. I think you've stopped writing the times by now.
Yeah, I didn't.
I thought it was just completely lost here. Like, I didn't realize, like, technically you should be winning here still, but I don't know how. I played this move
I think it's
because I missed this. I thought you were gonna do something like
rook takes f4, and then it's
I didn't think you were gonna do this.
It's a little bit tricky.
Yeah.
So
I bring king in probably.
I don't know about that.
Why?
I was thinking h4.
Why
I
though?
thought, okay.
I'd like to have your king have to waste time and go get it.
Okay.
And keep your king tied to the side of the board.
I can see the table base, but I thought h4 was your point. Is all I'm saying. I didn't see king d3.
But logically, do you understand why h4 right away? Like.
Yeah, because I don't have to take. But I thought that was your point, and I thought maybe I would mess it up.
I'd just like to keep my pawn on the board. Why would I?
Yeah. So apparently, I have 2 winning moves.
That's wow. There's only 2 moves that win. That's crazy. One of them is extremely obvious in my opinion.
Yeah, king f3 is obvious.
Wait, but okay, so knight b2, and then if I go this way, pawn go, I can take
bishop and pawn run, and the king collect h pawn.
So you can also just play knight b2 first. Is same thing. Okay. But I thought for a while about that, and I thought that was probably losing for me anyway. And then I was like, oh, this is kind of funny line, like maybe just for fun. Maybe this will happen.
Maybe if we put beds together.
Maybe he'll be stupid and I'll win. Except I won't win.
Except yeah, you don't win this.
it's a moral win.
Yeah.
But he has rook b7, so now bishop has no squares.
Takes f4
so I give check for fun.
Yeah, and then Karthika was like, "Why did you not take the pawn?" I was like, "I could."
I don't know.
I thought king h2 was cool because it allows check. I just take the bishop. But she just didn't get it.
I thought taking was what you were gonna do too.
Yeah, but I thought king h2 was more fun.
Okay. Okay, but then I attack knight, and then you take, but it's just this. So I decided to finally decide to. That was a lot of. I decided to finally decide to resign.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Nav neat.